Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show, training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Susie, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse, Semi. Training Eve to drive cart. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve to lay down. Training Eve to harness, pull a log. Training Semi to harness, pull a log on turf. Jumping at liberty to music, making our Morgan horses our partners. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator. Training on our driveway, which is covered by sand, so we have a straight track. Stepping over poles, jumping over crossbar jumps. Training in our trail obstacles area. Semi on the big steps. Morgan horse Sadie doing obstacles rainlessly. Sadie learns to pull a cart. Miniature zebu heifer Susie learns to drive a cart. Bull Rusty learns to pull a harrow. Here we show you how we carefully resume Morgan Mare Eve's training after it appears that her right front foot abscess has healed. Easter Eve, being tacked up in her Pessoa. She is going to be lunged today for the first time in many weeks. We think that she has healed completely from her right front foot abscess. We're not sure and won't be sure until we have our farrier look at it, trim it away, make sure that the lamina are no longer stretched, and then we'll probably let Eve go barefoot again as she had in the past. Today she has on her cavallos, and we're going to do some very short session on lunging with a Pessoa, get her to understand the commands again, the feelings again of having all of the ropes and the pulleys and the head down and the vertical flexion and so forth. And there are prior shows on the Urban Cowgirl channel concerning this particular training device. Then the next thing we want to do with Eve is ground drive her. First in the arena here, then maybe take her to our Minmore Farms obstacle course and get some fine-tuning ground driving with her. That is a lot of lateral work and backwards work and so forth through the trail obstacles that we have always set up back there. This is how we're getting Eve back into training after her bout with an abscess. Well, we're taking her out into the middle of the arena with her Pessoa on. We have a lunge whip. There is some tractor work being done around the arena, so there's a bit of noise and a bit of distraction, but my horses are used to our Kubota being worked around them, and now she got a little bit upset. Okay, we're showing you. We're showing you how she's behaving and how she's moving and how we're dealing with her training at this point. She's got the lunge line on over her ears to help her remember to keep her head down. She's got her cavallos on with, by the way, some socks that I put on. Some men's socks that I cut in half and sewed together. It's much easier than using vet wrap. More thrifty. and seems to be working. We change them every day. Good girl, Eve. Now remember, she hasn't been worked very much at all for weeks and weeks and weeks, so we need to slowly introduce her muscles back into working, being athletic. And we'll do this every other day for a while until we feel that Eve is back at the training accomplishment level she was before she got lame from her abscess. And then we'll move on, probably get back in the saddle, which, by the way, we don't want to do right now. We don't want to put the weight of a human being on her back, not until we're quite sure that her legs are normal. Rosie's talking to her, which is always appreciated by our horses. They're trying to please us. Yeah, she's being real good. We'll probably pick up a slow jog, but we don't want to pick up a canter unless she chooses to, in which case we're hoping it won't be a fast canter. And if it is, we'll try to slow her down or bring her back down to the jog. Before she changes pace or gait, she's going to go in the other direction. And she's putting the lead line over the ears, connecting on the other side of the O-ring snaffle. Everything needs to be done in both directions. Asking for a back. Good, Eve. Watch her body language. I'll try to show you things like her ears, her headset. She's coming in. Remember that trick that I learned the other day worked really well, is just the slither of the lunge line.
Right. I'll pick that up in a second if she can't get it. But when I picked up the lunge line the first time is when she got more excited. So I thought I wouldn't use it.
Rosie prefers not to use a lunge line at this time because it's a little bit intimidating to Eve. She's just not ready for that tool.
See if I keep it on the ground.
Okay. Be careful when you lean down to pick it up. She is going to pick it up. That you don't put any unusual pressures.
Back up.
We're using all the techniques that we've used in the past with my horses to teach them to go in different directions and to move their body parts.
You want to trot just a little bit, that's okay.
Okay, slow trot. She chose to pick that up. And the lunge line is now in Rosie's hand. She can use the slither of the string, maybe to make sure Eve understands what is the radius of this circle that we're asking for. We don't have the cone in the center. That sometimes helps because one tends to drift. What you want is a perfect circle, if you can get it, which means you need a center and a constant radius. There you go. A nice slow jog. She seems to be responding to the pull of the Pessoa.
She's trotting a little funny, but I think that's just because of the roots.
Yeah, we feel that she's lifting her feet a little unusually, but we're quite sure that's because of the boots. Okay. Remember, we're going to keep this really short, Rosie, so if you feel that she's done a good job in this direction at the jog, let's just switch her to the other direction, and that's all we'll do today. Our horses are trained to look at us when we crouch a little bit and ask for the hoe. The back strap is a little low on her back legs. Do you think it came out again?
No, I think it's just because I had it kind of long here.
Okay, she's going to shorten it a little bit. Eve is the kind of disposition where this doesn't concern us very much. She's been desensitized to all kinds of ropes and pulleys and so forth, so we don't worry too much with a horse like Eve. but we're still keeping an eye on it. Now you see that back strap is a little higher. Okay, now we're going to go back to the other side. Of course, if you put the lunge line on the halter in the middle under the nose, you don't have to change it each time, but we feel that the extra pressure behind the ears helps to remind the horse to keep their head down. So we go to the extra steps to change the position of the lunge line with each direction. Yeah, we're not seeing any favoring today.
That looks good. That looks fine.
Yeah, and we're happy with our reintroduction to training with Firecrest Easter Eve.
I know, you're a wild beast. You don't even know how to walk. Wait a second.
We want to stop on a good note. There's a little bit of misunderstanding.
Back.
Good.
Back.
Get her to back up at our request and out one more time.
It has always been your hard turning way. Back. Back.
Point. Open your arms.
Just walk that way.
Good. Ask for it.
Good girl.
Give her praise.
Girl. That's fine.
And you see the Passoa is doing its job
Fine.
with its pulleys and ropes and so forth. That's P-A-S-S-O-A.
Oh.
There you go. And that's all we're going to do for today. www.urbancowgirlchannel.com. As we progress with her training, assuming she stays sound, we will let you know.
Ground driving with Eve.
Today we have Eve rigged up for ground driving, and it's been a long time since we've done it. I don't really expect her to be light and soft, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what we're going to ask Eve to do today, and if we can't do it, we'll just keep working on it. We put some white PVCs out here so that we can ask her to step over, maybe even back up, maybe even bend with the L and so forth. Right now I'm just going to ask her to come out into this quadrant of the arena and lunge with the ground driving lines on. These are just two white cotton flat lunge lines that I use for ground driving lines. I like them because they're cotton and because they're long. I do have an arm extension here, and she's got her usual snaffle on. So I'm going to ask her to step up. Eve, step up. Good girl. So far light. And we've got the side reins on. Just a reminder to keep her vertical flexion I'm going to try to stay in the middle and ask her to go around me. You see how the left lunge line is behind her hips, but she's used to that kind of thing. Could be very spooky to a horse that's never felt that. Good, Eve. I'm going to ask her to step over that white PVC. She's good. Good, Eve. It is a windy day. Step up. Step up G means go to the right. Step up Ha means go to the left. Just step up means keep going, forward motion. And then there's, of course, back. Okay, I like what she's doing in this direction, which is clockwise. Woo! Ha! Step up Ha! Step up Ha. Good. Now let's see if I can get her to lunge around me in the counterclockwise direction in this quadrant of the arena. Step up. Not quite as light in this direction. Looks like she's trying to test those side reins. Not quite sure what that pressure is. I think that's what she's doing, is trying to figure out what's pulling on her mouth besides my ground driving lines. Step up. Good, Eve. Very nice. Now I'm going to ask her to go over that piece of white PVC. Yes. Aha, and she stepped on it with her back leg. So I'm going to do it again. I want her to know where her feet are. She stepped on the white PVC, which probably wasn't comfortable to her. Let's see if she thinks about it better this time. Not. And that was the different piece of PVC. A little bit of confusion. Okay, let's see if I can visual block, get her to go back. I did. Didn't even have to touch her shoulder. I'm going to try to direct her over that PVC. Is she watching it? Is she going to step over it? Almost. So we're going to do it again. If she comes in, I'm going to try to use visual blocks and maybe the slither of the string on my lunge line to keep her out. Step up. Better. Very nice. Woo. I'm going to turn her. Step up G. Misunderstanding, she's backing up. Remember, we haven't done this in a long time. She does not have her cavallos on right now. She seems to be moving just fine. We think that she's over her abscess, but we're taking things very slowly. Over this PVC, can she do it? Nope, still touched it with her back legs. So we're going to do it again. Whenever she steps over it without touching it, we'll move on to something else. That will be her reward. She'll know that she gave us the right answer. Step up G. There, very nice. Ha! Step up ha. Ha. Step up ha. A little bit of left pressure with the drive line. Still a little bit confused. Step up. Step up ha. Good, Eve. Very soft, very light. Good, very nice. I'm going to go back out in the middle of this quadrant, close to the camera. Try to get her to back straight. Step up. Steady, steady. Very nice. Whoop. Now, can she back straight? And can she back over this PVC? A little bit confusing. Whoa. Whoa. Good, Eve. Let's see if she'll stand for me. She's a little bit perturbed. Got a little bit hard. Woo. Woo. Sometimes whoa is much harder than go. Step up. Good. Stepped over the PVC really nicely. I'm going to come back around. Step up. She's pretty light. Moving well. This time I'm going to stop her against this east fence. Woo! Back, Eve. Back. Confused. Whoop. Woo. It's getting hard. Woo. Getting hard because she's confused. Back. 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 Whoa. Whoa. Good. Very nice. Okay, you can see when she does it right how easy it looks
You can also see that when she does it wrong, she gets hard, and it's potentially dangerous, especially when you have drive lines, lunge whips, etc. to worry about, because you as the driver doesn't want to get wrapped up in anything if she gets so perturbed that she becomes unsafe. But I feel that she's still listening to me. This is going to be a short lesson, and then Rosie and I are going to switch roles. I'm going to go to the camera and Rosie's going to try it, because this is going to need repetition. So when either of us have time, we're going to work with Eve some more here in the arena, just like this. And then when she's ready, when Eve is ready, we'll take her to the obstacle course and do some obstacles ground driving. Remember, we're not getting up on her back at this time. We want to wait until we're sure that her front legs are completely healed, especially that right front, from the stretched lamina and the abscess she got as a result of it. Now right here against the fence, you may not even be able to see it. I'm going to ask her to back up, back, 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 give and take, give and take. Whoa! And that was perfect. So now Rosie's going to come out and try it.
Good girl. That's fine. Step up, paw, step up, paw. Good girl. That's fine. That's fine. Ho. Good girl. Back. Back. No, that's not very straight. Ho. Back. Good girl. Ho. Relax. Ho. Easy, Eve. Good girl. Easy. That's good. Step up. Fine, that's fine. Step up, G. We'll go through. That's fine. Step up, G. Step up, G. Good girl. Step up. That's fine. It's easy. Good girl. Easy, Eve. Step up, G. G. That's a good girl. That's fine. Easy, Eve. Steady. I know. You're a much faster walker than me. Step up. Good girl. You gotta walk nice and slow. Step up, G. Step up, G. Good girl. Very good. Very good. Oh, stepped on that one. Let's try it again. I know, is it an angle? It's hard. Step up, G. Easy. That's fine. You gotta walk slow for me. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. E. Step up, G. Good girl. Good, that's fine. Oh, almost. Easy walk. That's very good. Oh. Step up, haw. Haw. Good girl. That's pretty good. Haw. Haw. Step up, haw. Good girl. I know you want to be done. Step up, haw. Haw. Good girl. Step up. I know. I know. Ho. Good girl. Back. Back just a little bit. Up. Back. Good girl. Ho. Easy. That's good. Step up, G. Good girl. G. G. That's fine. That's fine. Steady walk. That's fine. That's a... Is there any particular thing you want me to try still?
No, why don't you come up here? I'm gonna highlight some things.
Step up.
This morning on Rural Heritage, it was a special about a
Ho.
hitching in Winnemucca.
Ho. Good
I
girl.
saw 2 mules hitched to a very large wagon.
Good girl.
And the lady who was doing the hitching was very experienced. She said she constantly talks to her animals. And I noticed, Rosie, that you were doing that, and I do that too.
Mm-hmm.
It is the right thing
Good girl.
to do. We give reward and praise
Good girl.
verbally, and we relieve the pressure
Good
when
girl.
we get the right answers.
What a clever
And with
girl.
repetition, we will get Eve back to being consistently
There.
light and soft
There.
in ground driving.
There.
Doing
Stretch
more
your head
and
a
more
little.
of what you just saw.
There.
And that's all for today. Sonia Sokolow, the Urban Cowgirl. www.urbancowgirlchannel.com.
Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Sammy, Demi, and Lotus, Rusty and Susie. www.thesokolows.com